welcome to Lake, a show about our beautiful city of Bellevue. I'm your host, Dr. Linda Whitehead, Chief Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Officer for the city of Bellevue. February is Black History Month, a celebration of Black history as an important part of American history. I'm excited to share with you in this episode the ways Black history has influenced our nation through culture, civic engagement, art, and our youth, who will be tomorrow's community leaders. During this Lake to Lake, we'll bring you highlights from this year's MLK Celebration and Health Fair, share excerpts from the MLK Youth Link event, and we'll take you through a special Black History Month art exhibit on display during February at Bellevue City Hall. For 20 years, the city of Bellevue has joined with the Bellevue chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporation to host a celebration of the legacy and teachings of Martin Luther King Jr. and to offer a health fair for the community. This event shares important resources and supports the well-being of our community. I invite you to take a peek at this phenomenal community event with our next segment.
It's an honor to be standing before you today to celebrate the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who to me, a person who sacrificed their life so that you and I can enjoy the opportunities and freedoms we enjoy. I stand before you as a police chief in the city of Bellevue because of him. And I stand on the shoulders of many others that have come before me who fought for equal justice, and for that, I am forever grateful. I and we have much work to do, making sure that everyone, and I do mean everyone, is treated with dignity and respect and afforded the great opportunities to reach their highest potential.
It's really good to be here this afternoon to celebrate Dr. Martin Luther King and this amazing health and wellness fair put together by the Bellevue Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta and the city of Bellevue. As I pondered what to say to you here today, I reflected, as many of you have, on how Dr. King personally impacted my life. Even though I was very young when he was alive and tragically died, I remember my parents and older brothers and sisters discuss his life, his work, and his legacy. Although I was young when he was a great man, I still recognize the sacrifices that he made. A man that sacrificed for his life, what he believed, equal access and opportunity for all. It's rare to meet people like Dr. King who risk their lives for those and families that they believe that would benefit humanity. Advancing humanity reminds me of a quote by Horace Mann that states, "Be ashamed to die unless you have won something for humanity." If I believed that Dr. King was alive here today, he would inspire and motivate us to continue the fight for humanity, for equal rights and justice for all. I also believe in the year of 2024, with all the advances in medicine, technology, civil and human rights, financial globalization, integration, that he would say, specifically, our work is not done. What an act of humanity to love one another so much that you sacrifice your very life or something that is precious to you. There are many who engage in small acts of courage to further civil and human rights for all. We should applaud those people too. As Dr. King would say, if I cannot do great things, do small things in a great way.
I can tell you with confidence that the mayor, the city council, city manager's office, and the city staff here at Bellevue, including your police department, is committed to making that dream come true. But I also challenge each and every one of you. The work is not done, right? And as Martin Luther King once said, and I said Linda stole my quote, life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others, right? In a time where it seems like being mean to people has become an action, right? We have a unique opportunity to do Dr. King's work.
One of the great teachings of Martin Luther King Jr. was the power of discussion and conversation to advance justice and resolve differences. The city holds an annual Youth League Forum as part of our MLK activities, and it is amazing the kind of talent and character we have in our Bellevue youth. Here are excerpts from this panel where students share with each other their experiences, hopes, and goals for creating a beloved community and living the values of MLK.
I feel like it does play like a really big toll on your mental health, like when you're constantly defending yourself or constantly feel like you have to play along with the joke in order to not like get called out as like, oh, you're being sensitive. It had come to even a point like where I almost thought like, would it be easier if I was just like laughed with it too, just so I didn't have to call it out the many times I'd heard it. So I think it really does play a huge toll on your mental health.
I don't think me speaking out is me being rash or outrageous. It's me telling people how I actually feel. If I see my friends being hurt, if I'm being hurt, what am I going to do? I should be able to feel comfortable without being called sensitive or ridiculous, or my friends being called ridiculous and outrageous.
There's definitely like no accountability at all whatsoever. There's not really ever any talks about it, any kind of resolutions at all when it comes to like any sort of racial incident that may happen at school. Usually it's just kind of put under the rug and buried.
Even though most of what I'm saying and probably a lot of people here are saying are talking about our current high school or middle school lives, I do really think it starts all the way down in elementary.
Something that teachers should also do is actually like talk about the problem with somebody. With like you and the person you're having a problem with, instead of making you sign a form to be quiet and not talk about it, because a form won't make us be quiet.
The complete event is available on the city's YouTube channel. I want to give an extra special thanks to all the young people who had the courage to take part in the panel and share their thoughts with the community. It gives me great hope in our future to see the passion and thoughtfulness of these kids. To close out the show today, we have a special look at a first ever Black History Month art installation here at City Hall during the month of February, highlighting the work of 17 local Black artists. It is some amazing work, from paintings to sculptures to textile and more. Here's a look at the talent and stories behind some of these works of art. Good evening, everyone, and thank you all for being here. It's with great pride that we host this amazing art show today. This exhibit is the first ever in the city of Bellevue, an exhibit that consists of only Pacific Northwest African American artists. We do welcome the world, and it's easy to say those words. We have to live those words. It should be with our action that we show that we welcome the world and that you belong here in the city of Bellevue.
So tonight we celebrate Black history, but as we all know, Black history is American history, and it is Bellevue history. Black and African Americans have made innumerable contributions to Bellevue and our country, enriching our nation and the lives of every American through social, artistic, cultural, political, and economic advancement. Tonight we are elevating the voices of our community as we aspire to do every day. And specifically, we are showcasing the voices of our Black and African American artists who have so influenced the city of Bellevue and the region. As part of our commitment to being a welcoming city, we invite you to view this exhibit and contemplate the complexities and inequities of racial and social justice. Bellevue's art programming invites a wide range of artists to tell the stories of their respective communities in dramatic and engaging ways.
We have this gallery in the Pacific Place Mall on the third floor, and occasionally we'll see artists of African descent walk past. 2 seconds later, they come back, And then here we are, we always ask the question, are you an artist? And they will invariably say, oh, kind of. And then, so show us something. And I asked this one young man who decided to exhibit with us one day, where have you shown your work before? He says, I never thought I was good enough. And his piece for that exhibit became our poster piece. I mean, he's that good. I'm just, what can I say, thrilled that our art is expanding, thrilled that our artists are getting more opportunities, and hope this is just the tip of the iceberg for Bellevue.
I would like to say a special thank you to our partners who helped make this event possible. I would also like to remind everyone of the importance of Black History Month. Black History Month is important to our country because it tells the story of a population of people that is a part of the great story of America. I would like to remind everyone as we celebrate Black History Month, not only here in the United States, but in Canada as well, is to look at some of the wonderful work that continue to be done by local nonprofits to support social justice and equality for all. That's all for this month's Lake to Lake. If you have any feedback or questions for us, please email us anytime at btv@bellevuewa.gov. Also, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for the city's latest video news and information. I'm Dr. Linda Whitehead. From all of us at Bellevue Television in the city of Bellevue, thank you for watching Lake to Lake.